Karina Sadler. I'm coming live from Plano, Texas, which is right outside of Dallas, here in North Texas. I work at a municipal volunteer program. So I'm a supervisor of volunteers in Plano at the city of Plano. I am a national trainer and speaker for all things volunteer engagement. I serve as a volunteer myself. Before we started that training with Tony, we had been using Access. So I came right out of college and saw these filing cabinets. And I was like, what are these? And my supervisor told me, oh, every volunteer has a manila folder in these physical filing cabinets. And I was blown away. I ushered, kind of helped her realize, like, yes, you do need a software. Like we are moving forward. The Microsoft Access database was created by a volunteer, which was amazing. It worked for many years, but it just was not online. There was, these issues of reporting, right? It was not existent. And we know that you report on things that are important. So if you have no way to generate reporting, that's a huge issue, right? For the credibility and visibility of your volunteer program. Our volunteers had no access to their personal information, to update it, to limit what we had access to from their papers, to opt out of anything, like the whole thing. There was no hub. And I feel like it's hard to feel like you're joining something, especially now in 2022, when you don't have a home base, right? An app, a website, a login, something that's connecting you to this group that you're supposedly a part of. I mean, individual manila folders just boggled my mind. So to handwrite when they started or if they left or what department they were in, I know that still happens though today. I know there's still programs out there running like that. Because of that wasted time, right? How can we build capacity? How can we innovate? How can we raise our visibility, right? And promote the program or promote our role? So my program will be 40 next year. So it was hitting 25 when I came on. So it was actually a longer standing program. They had been doing these methods for 25 years in some capacity. Finding the champions, right? Finding the staff that are like, oh my gosh, yes. Getting them on board first, having them help you bring this idea to those that are outliers or not as convinced. And for departments of one, especially, it can be really challenging. So I always look within my stakeholders for who else is interested in this, excited, whose eyebrows raised, or who asked me a follow-up question to see if they could join me in even doing the demo or trying it out. And it could be volunteers, right? You might have some lead volunteers or some volunteers in leadership positions or board members or someone that takes an interest in this prospect that can be a sounding board for you and just another pair of eyes. I am in Better Impact. It's up on my desktop from 8 to 5 days a week. It's really, I don't even remember it ever really going down in 14 years. I've always had access to all of my information. I've never had an issue with it. So I set up the qualifications, right? Take my teen volunteer program. So my teens, I have some that are approved for a special library group and then others that are not. And then I have a mixture of all these things. Once I set their qualifications, they can go in and pick their special shifts and it automatically assigns them. I don't have to do anything. I know the right volunteers are seeing the right opportunities for them that matches whatever they're qualified for. I use the email templates constantly for reminders, for just needing to send out communication. I can email from within the calendar, which is awesome. And I mentioned before the reporting. So being able to find out how many boys in this zip code volunteered at the library. What does that tell me about other zip codes? If I wanted to look at demographics of am I reaching young youth boys? Are they engaged in my program? Is this skewed? Am I not being welcoming to this group? And then the other reporting, just scheduling. The schedules are beautiful, so easy. Sending out reminders based on the schedules, whatever you think would be helpful to your program that you want to pull out, you build it and then you can pull it out and it's not there permanently. You can change your mind, which I love. So you pilot a question in your application, right? And all of a sudden, nobody starts filling it out. go back in, change that question for the next group, or ask people to go back and look at their profiles and answer new questions.